All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to Tech Day 2020. The title of this session is Advance Your Career with LinkedIn Learning. I want to begin by mentioning that this session is being recorded. This session is sponsored by LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning hosts over 10,000 courses from expert instructors. It is available for all students, faculty, and staff. Visit linkedinlearning.com/learning to learn more. At the end of this session, please fill out the prompted survey to be placed in an opportunity drawing to win some swag donated by LinkedIn Learning. Also, please use the Q&A feature to submit your questions. We will answer as many as we can after the presentation. I would now like to introduce our speaker. Ryan Zervakos is the Senior Relationship Manager with LinkedIn Learning. Welcome, Ryan. Take it away.
Thanks, Leslie. It is my pleasure to be here. I am going to spend the next 2 hours talking. Wait a minute. It's not 2 hours. I'm sorry. It's only 30 minutes. Talking to you all about LinkedIn Learning. As Leslie said, you're more than welcome to drop some questions in the Q&A, or you can drop some questions in the chat as I'm going along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just a quick overview of LinkedIn, just a couple of things I want to cover. And then we'll actually jump into LinkedIn Learning. So make sure that my presentation is showing up here. A couple of things that I like to talk about with where LinkedIn is and why it's important when it comes to LinkedIn Learning. We are the largest world's largest professional network. We have over 706 million members right now on LinkedIn. We've got roughly 20 million jobs on LinkedIn. And the reason why that's important really to our organization within LinkedIn and LinkedIn Learning itself is it comes from this idea of how do we help our members? How do we help you get to where you want to go in your career? And the way that LinkedIn Learning fits into that, it was kind of the brainchild of Jeff Weiner, our former CEO, a few years ago, where he decided he wanted to take a look at, is there a way for us to take LinkedIn Learning, LinkedIn Insights, our LinkedIn flagship, which is linkedin.com Insights, and help our members? So currently we have, again, 700 million members. Those members tell us what roles they have for the current job, right? We have 36,000 aggregated skills on LinkedIn. We've got 50 million company pages, 20 million jobs. Again, on all of those jobs, when you post a job, you tell LinkedIn what skills are required for those jobs. Before we had LinkedIn Learning, there was no way for us to really bridge that skills gap. Well, now with LinkedIn and with LinkedIn Learning, what we're doing with our platform is taking a lot of these insights to build out content and to build a platform that really helps you. That's the idea at the end of the day, is it helps you, our member, and you, our partner, with our partner colleges and universities that have LinkedIn Learning for you. So what we're doing with LinkedIn Learning is we're really trying to combine our world-class content with an engaging learner experience and those strategic insights. And those strategic insights are going to help shape what content you see on LinkedIn Learning. We, as Leslie mentioned, we have 10,000 courses. Those are just our English language courses. We have about 16,000 courses in total. So those add our other 6 other foreign languages. We've got, well, it says 60 courses added per week. We've dropped that down a little bit due to COVID. Everything is done remote now, but we're still at about 50 new courses that we're adding per week onto LinkedIn Learning. So it's a really powerful platform. And we hope that you're going to be able to engage with the platform and get content that's going to be really relevant to your career. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And I'm going to go to the actual platform. So let's navigate through the platform a little bit over the next few minutes and talk a little bit about what you can do once you log into LinkedIn Learning. So let me share my screen. You all can see my screen? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So this is the LinkedIn Learning user interface. And a couple of things that I want to point out, if you haven't been on the platform before, or if you're new to the platform, or if you haven't been on the platform in a while. The first thing is that we're continually upgrading. So one of the differences between the lynda.com days and the LinkedIn Learning days is that we are really striving to innovate on the platform. So for example, this is we're going to be updating this user interface on this homepage to make it a little bit more seamless for you all. Right now, what you have at the top of the page is you've got this, ribbon, which is going to be pushing out content that's more specific to you and more specific to your needs, because you can tie this to your LinkedIn profile. So one of the things that you can do when you first log into LinkedIn Learning is you can connect your personal LinkedIn profile to your LinkedIn Learning account. What that does is it takes a little bit of the information that you've made public to everybody, like what role you have and what industry you're in, and it helps us take our AI and push out content that's relevant to you. The good news of having 10,000 courses is that there's a lot of content for you. The bad news of having 10,000 courses is that there's a lot of content for you. So how do we get the content that is more relevant to you? We try to use some of those insights based on your habits and who you are and where you're going with your career. So on the front page, on the home page, once you log in, these tiles are all interactive. So you have the ability to hover over any one of these tiles and see a little bit more about information about that content. In this one, you can see what kind of content it is, who is the author. You can see how long the course is or how much time you have left if you were already starting the course. You can see when it was released. You have the ability to bookmark it if you want to bookmark it. You can also stop the suggestion if you wanted to take this suggestion out of your tiles, out of your dashboard. There's a ton of other content in here, and when you keep scrolling through, it adds more content. It just keeps on populating content for you. The other thing that's nice about the platform is it's more and more intuitive. So what we're trying to do with the content is make it seamless so that when you log in and when you launch content, it's the same user interface throughout. So you're going to get the same experience no matter what course you're looking at and no matter what author. And so in this case, just to show you the user interface, it's all about this ability for you to navigate the course in the way that best suits you. So what I mean by that is that a lot of people may not want to watch the entire course. You may be looking for a certain skill, or you may be looking for a certain thing within that course. And so if you look on the left-hand side under the table of contents, you'll notice that all of these have their own bookmarks and they're all broken down into different video segments. Most of our videos are going to be between 1 minute and 5 minutes in length. We're actually shortening up our video segments and shortening up our courses just because of everybody's attention span and the amount of time that people are spending in the content. We want to make it really relevant and really quick. So a lot of this is in manageable chunks where you can just click on any one of these links and it's going to take you directly to that portion of the course. And when you get to that portion of the course, you have the ability to speed up or slow down the playback speed. You can turn on closed captioning right here. You have the ability to like this content. Now, this is only if you connect it to your LinkedIn profile, just the underlying architecture. You need to have a LinkedIn profile connected in order for this to work. Along with the Q&A feature, the Q&A feature is something that you have to have your LinkedIn profile tied to your LinkedIn Learning account, and then it brings up this ability for you to ask questions of the author or internally. You can actually ask questions internally. And so folks within The campus can answer your questions for you. You also have the ability to bookmark and annotate, so you can do notes. So if you wanted to type a note in here, like this section, you can do that and it will bookmark it, and you have the ability to export and download your notes. So you have the ability to actually take notes on this platform, which is something people rarely do. The other thing that is powerful about the platform is the ability to you see the transcript. So in addition to closed captioning, we have a running transcript. And you'll notice when I press play here, it highlights the transcript as it goes along. And so if you wanted to actually go to a different section and see what the author has to say, you can actually skip to that section just by hovering over it and clicking. The other thing that you can do, and this is a newer feature, we just added this a couple of months ago, is the ability to come into the course and granularly search through that course for a keyword or for what you're looking for. So in this case, you can search the video, or you can drop down and search the entire course. Now, this might be more applicable for those of you who are, let's say for the sake of argument, you're working on your Microsoft Excel skills. So let's say, or your Microsoft Teams is everybody's on Teams now. And so you want to learn how to use Teams. You can get into this Microsoft Teams Essential Training course, which is over 2 hours in length. And you could then dive into this transcript functionality and start searching for the exact thing that you're trying to learn, right? And again, you might want to search it within the course. So getting to the original point of joining this session, which is how does LinkedIn Learning help you with your career? It hopefully will be content that's going to be there when you need it, how you need it. Maybe for a tactical purpose. For example, I've got a project, I got a software tool I'm not super familiar with, or I want to knock this project out of the park and I want to, use PowerPoint in a more robust way, let's say, for example. Or if you want to work your way and let's say you're thinking about going into management or going into moving up the chain that way. We have a lot of content on leadership and management and conflict resolution. Those are types of content that you can find in LinkedIn Learning. The way to find content is there are 3 different ways to find content. One of them I showed you with browsing the homepage, but you also have the ability to browse all of our content collections together. And so I wanted to show you that as well. So what you do is click on browse up at the top, and you can see here our business collection. I really wish we would rename this, since I only work with higher education. Think of the business collection as just anything soft skill that's going to help you get your day-to-day done. So again, that's going to be anything that is business software related, Microsoft Office, Google, those types of things. And then anything soft like, again, leadership, management, wellness. We have a lot of wellness and well-being content. That's going to be in this collection as well. So you can see our career development content and HR content. We also have content for those of you that are in the creative fields, or if you are interested or wanting to learn more about creative fields, like let's say maybe video editing or photo editing or photography for your own personal satisfaction, there's a lot of great content here for you there as well. And then our technology collection, that's going to be for the IT folks. Those are going to be courses that are specifically designed for your IT professionals. That are going to be really robust in SQL, Java, database, cybersecurity, and all that other good stuff. Now, how most people are going to find content is really just by browsing content. So you can really search for whatever you're looking for. So if you're looking for, let's say, mindfulness, you can just start typing mindfulness and you'll see the search prompts, and then you can just search all of our content for our mindfulness content. So we have all types of different content here. Our content, just to let you know, as far as the way it's the nomenclatures, we've got courses and videos, and then we've got learning paths. A learning path is when we put a few courses together. And so I'm going to show you this learning path here, which is recently released, where it's about supporting your well-being. And you can see that it's a lot of content. It's about 16 hours of content with 21 different courses. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to take this content at your leisure to get you to that point where you actually feel more comfortable with whatever subject matter it is, right? So we do have learning paths that are more tactical, for example, Microsoft Office specialists, or SHRM for those of you that are in HR, or we've got IT certification learning paths. Now, we don't do the certifications, but we do prepare you for those certifications. And when you finish the learning path, you can actually print out a certificate of completion and post that to your LinkedIn profile. So that's a little bit of a difference between, there's a big difference, I should say, between a certificate of completion and a certification. But I do want to let you know that our content does work for certification prep. So if you're interested in something like that, and let's say you're interested in or continuing education units, you can look for certain type of content. So let's say it's you're looking for, let's say, managing, let's just say management, right? And I don't think I spelled it correctly, but that's okay. Hopefully it'll pull up. We can see our content under management. Yes, I'm not a very good speller. And this is a great search example, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to also, on the left-hand side of the screen, refine that search. And so you may be looking for continuing education units, right? Well, we have a lot of content that counts for continuing education units. So if you have a PMI or your SHRM or HRCI, any one of these, you can refine your search by saying, I'm just looking for content that's PMI continuing education, that works for PMI continuing education. Then you can take this course right here. And when you take the course, once you finish the course, actually, when you click into the course, you can actually see these things where it allows you to take a look at the continuing education units. And once you finish the course with your certificate of completion, this walks you through how you will get the continuing education unit from that accrediting body. So it's one of those, this is a newer thing that was not on Lynda. It is now on LinkedIn.com. And we're continually working with those governing bodies to make sure our content will qualify for the continuing education units and to get the best content for you all. So just another way to, again, help you with your career and advance your career by giving you content at your fingertips that will hopefully be really relevant to where you want to go in your career. Does anybody have any questions? I've kind of been flying through this. Does anybody have any questions about the content and how to find the content, or any questions about LinkedIn Learning so far?
Just a reminder to please put your questions in the Q&A.
Or you don't have to put your questions in the Q&A. It's okay if you got no questions. It is all. Is there any cost involved? No, this is provided to you by the campus. So I went ahead and you can Google it. We could probably drop this link. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this link in the chat right now. And all you have to do is sign up with your credentials. So with your Cal State Fullerton credentials. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. So this is open to anybody who is on the campus and works for the campus. Once you log into LinkedIn Learning, you have the ability to connect your LinkedIn profile. So the first thing it's going to do is ask you if you want to connect it. We highly recommend that you connect your LinkedIn profile, because it will, again, like I mentioned, it will give you some additional functionality, but it also will allow you to post your completions to LinkedIn, and it will allow LinkedIn Learning to pre-populate content that's more relevant to you. Emmeline asked, what are the most popular courses these days? That's a good question. We are going to be changing the user interface to show you more of those popular courses. On the home page, these are the popular courses. So what this does is it shows you, here are the courses that are trending now. So you'll see all of these popular. You can notice that we do have this icon up here. So immediately, no matter where you are, you're going to see the courses that are popular, which is kind of nice. But the other thing is that you can see the popular courses as far as the most watched, and then you've got the most liked, right? Because not everybody will like a course. So these courses, somebody's actually decided to give it the thumbs up. You can see our content that's trending. Here's another one. You're going to see the top liked by your coworkers. So we have a ton in there, Emmeline, that's going to show you the popular courses on LinkedIn. And again, anytime you're doing a search, usually the popular courses are going to be the ones that are going to show up first. When you graduate, are you still able to retake the courses you've already taken? Very good question. So when you connect your LinkedIn profile to LinkedIn Learning, thanks for asking this, Mallory. When you connect your LinkedIn profile to LinkedIn Learning, your learning history stays with you, all right? And what that means is that after you leave Cal State Fullerton, they're not going to continue paying for it forever, right? So you have to actually, if you want to pay for it and get it later, you can get it for yourself, or maybe you go to a company that provides it for you. Then because you've connected the two, your learning history stays with you. If you put that you've done a certificate of completion on your LinkedIn profile, that will stay there as long as you want. It doesn't matter if you don't have LinkedIn Learning access or not. We're not going to take it off because you no longer have LinkedIn Learning access. So basically, that's another good reason for you to connect your LinkedIn profile to LinkedIn Learning, because your learning history stays with you as long as you have a LinkedIn account. So I hope that answers your question with how long does it stay with you? Do we have courses in education? We actually do have some courses in education. Now we changed our browse functionality. This is actually not what the browse functionality looks like for you. This is what it's going to look like here in in a month or two when we update the user interface. We used to have one that dropped down. So if you scroll down here, you'll see we have content in training and education. And so you have the ability to actually go and just click on any one of these, or you can hit show all. And then you can see, okay, I've got K through 12 education and I've got higher education content, student success skills. So if you're interested in just higher education content, boom, click on higher education and you're good to go. You see, we've got 133 results that have to do with higher education. All the courses are, Navina, all of the courses are available on LinkedIn Learning. Yes, we do not gate anything. So everything that you see on LinkedIn Learning is always available, and all the new content automatically gets uploaded and you have access to it right away. So yes, it's kind of a unique thing with our platform where we don't even have any way to gate the content. So you get all of it. Lynn, good to see you too. What does the certificate of completion look like? Is it a digital badge? Yeah, it is a digital badge. So I'll actually show you what it looks like on my page so you can see what it looks like on my page, or I can actually show you a student example as well. So if we take Evelyn here, and I'm just jumping into LinkedIn right now. So this is on LinkedIn, not on LinkedIn Learning. This is what it looks like when you are on LinkedIn Learning and you attach it to your profile. So if there are students on the line right now and you are interested in, you want to differentiate yourself in the business marketplace for when you graduate and you're going on to that next play, LinkedIn Learning certificates of completion do make an impact. It's kind of impressive, not impressive, that's not a good word to use. We were excited about the fact that we have analytics now because LinkedIn Learning's been in the marketplace for about 2 years. That shows that these certificates of completion actually do help students get employed. Now, coming back to the LinkedIn Learning platform, I want to show you how easy it is to add it to your profile once you've completed a course. So when you click on My Learning, this is your learning history. Everybody has their own unique user ID and password, and if it's attached to your LinkedIn profile, it's going to pull over your LinkedIn photo. And when you finish a course, you have to go under the learning history section. And when you finish a course, for example, transforming your personal brand, you can click on more and you can add this to your profile. And what this does is it will do a couple of things for you. One, it will ask you if you want to share it with your feed, which you don't have to. So you can just uncheck that box and you're like, I just want to add the certificate of completion and the badge to my profile. It also will add skills to your profile as well, automatically. I'm not going to add this to my profile right now, But I want to show you, I mean, there's some really great courses in here about unconscious bias and creating great first impressions. There's some really, really excellent content around timely subject matter for today. So hopefully you can log into LinkedIn Learning and just kind of tool around and see what kind of content resonates with you, and if there's content that's going to help you with your day-to-day or help you get where you want to go within the organization, progressing your career along. At the end of the day, that's really where LinkedIn Learning shines, is being able to hopefully provide, a good platform for you to be able to find content that is relevant to you at the time you need it. That's really what we're trying to do. Felix, it's been a while, my friend. What's my favorite course on LinkedIn Learning? The favorite course so far, I was really blown away by the course I took here. This course, Confronting Racism, really blown away by that one. As far as my favorite course so far, I would say that Transforming Your Personal Brand was one of my favorite courses. The reason why I like it so much is because what Goldie Chan, and Goldie's one of our subject matter experts on LinkedIn, she's made a career of being able to transform her brand. It's filled with practically applicable things on how to create your own brand. And it's helped me be able to convey that to other people as well. So I've really, really loved this course. I also started taking this course. You'll notice if in my learning path here, for those of you that know me personally, I am really bad at working smarter. I am not very good with my productivity. And so this course right here that Chelsea just released 2 weeks ago, she's got some great tips on how to work smarter, not harder, and using some productivity tools. So you can see that the LinkedIn Learning content, it kind of runs the gamut all across the board with the content that's available to you. And so hopefully you'll be able to find some content that really resonates for you. We've only got a couple minutes left in this session, and I just want to be cognizant of time. Does anybody else have any questions before we wrap up? I would love to know in the chat if anybody's used it before, or how many people have used it before. Or if anybody, no pressure, wants to give their glowing endorsement of how amazing LinkedIn Learning is. I would be cool with that too. Roxana, thank you. Anytime I fish for these compliments, it's the best thing ever. I love it. You all are the best. Are the courses, their courses are all self-paced. They're all self-paced. They're all asynchronous and self-paced. Good question. Well, cool. I think we're good. We've got a few more minutes left, but I know you all are in back to back. So I don't want to take too much more of your time. I really am so thankful that I've had the opportunity to present to you all today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and leave it to the moderator to see if there's anything else you'd like me to cover.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. Really appreciate your time. And we hope that you all enjoyed this session as well. Make sure to jump in to LinkedIn Learning, and kind of look around and see what's going to be applicable to you. It's super helpful. I've used it before, especially with Excel. I need that. And so when we are through with this, you will receive the survey to complete. Please do so. And again, we really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ryan.